been putting in that work, feeling you will find. I made 2 bad 10s go change up their assumptions about me. Guess you could say I made a paradigm shift. I secured the dimes and niggas see big, just see even. Supervisor, but not treating childish. What do they think I'm teething? Just spin rounds without solid reasons. Execution delay, cause you gotta consider freedom. And got me feeling about no sinning. Shooting J's like in the FOK and the pretty beats blowing our brains. Opinions on my plans. I can give up Beavis habitat. I'm trying to be in labs instead of feeling like the rabbit rat. No points, but I'm back in tech. I want these niggas talk about calling and really running, and I'm ready to soar.
Yeah, y'all know what's going on with us. Y'all know what's happening. Y'all know that's that gone worthy for US. Y'all know we had to do, man. We had to just start that off. Because sometimes, even in life, you feel like you just gone. You in a whole nother planet. You in a whole nother spirit. You just away from your body. You out your body, out your mental sometimes. And you got to come back to reality. And sometimes just feel like you gone. So I just felt like that was just a powerful song. I remember when I first heard it, man, I was like, it's gonna get us out of us.
It's one of the ones.
It's one of the ones, man. He was spitting, man. Every time I listen to it, it's like 3 years later, 4 years later. Every time I listen to it, there's always a new bar that I get. There's always a new gem that I get. And I think that sometimes life, you know, when we go through different parts of us, when we have the time to recollect, to go back, we realize, man, there's always something new. There's always a new version of us. There's always a new lesson that we can take from the things that we've been able to step through. But we gotta first identify our life and what we want out of life. Yeah. And that's it's huge, you know. Just like your favorite song, you gotta go back and listen, man. There's some bars in there, there's some gems in there.
Some gems, for real.
There's some gems you missing out on, man.
Favorite movies, same thing.
Man.
I remember rewatching a movie, seeing a whole new scene. Like, what? I've never seen this before.
Like, when did that get there?
And it'll be like my top 10 movie. It'll be one of my favorite movies.
And you just go back and you like, wow, man.
Like, well, or like, remember I was watching Severance, and I missed the whole scene.
Oh, yeah.
And it changed the whole meaning of the whole show, the end of season. Like, it's so crazy how one scene can change the whole meaning.
And it's crazy because you watched Severance. You were the one that actually watched it.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And I was looking at it from a new perspective, but I was able to see things that you didn't see. And because of that, like you said, you missed a certain part that you might have taken your focus off for a moment, but because I was focused, I was able to see and identify and be like, bro, and now that opened up, now you're like, what, bro? I didn't even. And it's not a matter of me being better than you or being able to see more than you. I just might be there to see what when you're distracted.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to have partnership, to have fellowship, to have community. I think where we get problems is that we feel like, well, if that person got it, then they get all the credit. But it's like, no, because you might have done all the work. You went through the work of watching the whole season. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole season. I watched the last episode. You know what I'm saying? I came in on the back end.
Watched the last episode.
You know what I'm saying? Minutes. It was like the last, like, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing. But just because a lot of times people don't like to hear that, you know what I'm saying? You could have sat there and I could have told you what I seen and you'd have been like, man, that ain't it. But because you're like, wait, really? A new perspective was able to help you. So that you were like, whoa, I have now understanding. I have fullness.
The whole thing, yeah.
Because you're going to get distracted. You're going to get tired. You're going to want to come out the game. You're going to want to, you know what I'm saying, go to sleep or whatever. Yeah. It's partnership and fellowship and community that helps to see things that you don't see, to be able to help you on this journey we call life, man. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them, man. Tell them about the pod. Tell them what it is, man. They need to know what it is. Because they need to know that every Wednesday we here dropping new episodes for their head top. They gotta know that by now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta know by now. Yeah. Every week, every Wednesday, we gonna drop a new episode. So make sure you tuned in. Make sure you subscribed, you liked, you commented. Make sure you doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that every week. Yeah. It's every week. We ain't missing a week. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't one yet.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just thank you for even tuning in to the Perspective Podcast. You know, we're here to change your perspective.
Elevate your mindset.
That's the goal, man. You know what I'm saying? To see a better you. You know, and I think today, when we think about living and being intentional about our living, we have to dive into intentionally living. What does that mean? What does that represent? Who is that? And what is the core values that come out of that? What are the steps that we can take? How do we handle the challenges of living intentionally? You know what I'm saying? It really is about maintaining your balance in this thing that we call life. It's wanting to be the best version and being intentional about planning out the best version of who we want to be and to be accepted in life. We do what we do not for the acceptance of people, but for our work to be accepted in life. Shakespeare, because a collective group of people accepted his work, right? Mozart is Mozart because a group of people accepted his work. He probably didn't do it for the acceptance of those people, but because of the contribution that he had on society, on life, and maybe even in his time they didn't value it. He still gave a contribution that is now accepted. And so what we do is we want to be able to leave a lasting legacy and live intentionally in the time that God has given us, so that our work will be accepted in the eyes of the beholder and in God's eyes. And so living intentionally, I can give a couple examples of what that means to me, and then you can let me know how you feel, or do you want to kind of give your brief synopsis of what you feel like living intentionally means for you?
Living intentionally just means identifying what I value, you know, and then putting that at the number one of the hierarchy of things I give the most time to, you know. So identifying what that is, sitting with myself, and ultimately, you know, putting the time in to show it that love, and love is spelled Time. So
that's how kids spell love. That's how real people spell love.
Yeah, like you said, I remember you said it's how humans smell it. So yeah, just giving it that love.
Yeah, that time and attention. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. Sorry. Well, a person prioritizing quality time with family over working extra hours, even if that means earning less, because they value relationship over material success. That is 100% me.
Yeah.
I'm that person growing up where I was like, man, I will go home early. I will do whatever to be able to keep my mental, to be able to keep my peace of mind, to prioritize family over materialistic wants, because I realize I work a lot. I always have been that person. I have multiple jobs and working a lot, and I needed to find that balance. And the only thing that would be able to pull me away from the work life is family. And my mental health. I was very big growing up on making sure, because I've seen a lot of people run that risk of overworking themselves young, being hospitalized, and then having to find find that balance after having conditions, after having things that are now affecting them health-wise. That I just said that wasn't me, you know.
Yeah.
So that
wasn't you.
That wasn't me. I was not about to be hospitalized because of some job that they don't they don't even love me. They know me as a number. They will replace me in a day. Yeah. Forget that. They will replace me before I even get home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna die for them. You see what I'm saying? I work hard. I do what I need to do. I go above and beyond. But at the same time, I also have understanding to know I'm not gonna die for the satisfaction of someone that doesn't even remember my name, really and truly.
In work, nah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why that never made full sense to me. If you're gonna die for something, die for your own dream.
Man, die, and then we talk about it, die empty. Die empty. It's okay to die empty. You are supposed to die empty. Dying is inevitable. It's inevitable. But dying empty means that I'm gonna die with all of my abilities, all of the gifts that God has given me, all of the missions that I've had, the purpose that I've had. I want to die with all of it on the table, all of it out of me, and given to the world freely, because that is the measure of a successful life for me. That's living intentionally for me. You know what I'm saying? To die with all of my resources out of me. Wouldn't it be a shame if you died with so much purpose still left? You died with so much abilities and contributions left to give to this world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man, living intentional for me means dying empty. I like that. Identifying core values. How did you? I can give you an example that I really loved when we
I kind of use that for how do I define intentional living. You know, defining what I value, and that helped me live intentionally. You know.
And how do you do that? Like, how do you define what your values are?
I think it's just sitting with yourself. Like, that's the only way you can figure it out. Sitting with yourself, seeing the things and then looking at people you naturally idolize. Like I just looked at everybody I idolize. Like, what makes me interested in these people? It says something about me clearly. So, yeah, just looking at that and seeing what I take from them, and then I figured out what my core values were. That's all I had to do. And you can do it too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's good. And that's why we always say, like, we're the top 3 artists that you love because you take core values from each of them.
Yeah.
If it's artists that really speak to you, because you'll obviously see a lot of who you are from them, and that's why you relate to their music so heavily. So I like that. I think when we talk about examples, I would say someone setting boundaries in relationships.
The music thing, I'm wondering. Sorry, I don't want to go on a tangent. I don't want to go on a tangent, but like the music thing, I'm wondering if, like, there's this song, and I know I'm from Toronto, so there's a song that Kendrick made, unreleased. Watch. There's an unreleased song that Kendrick made called Prayer. And if you get a chance, I don't care. If you get a chance, listen to this track, because he brings up the premise of, do you separate art from the artist? That's basically what the whole song is about. Do you separate art from the artist? And I haven't been able to sit with a solid answer on it. So it's like, because you can't, people that favor artists R. Kelly, do you look at them like, damn, or it's just like, no, you like his music, you're not tapped in with necessarily who he is as a person. It's not saying who he is as a person, but like, his music tough.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So even in the song, he brings up Martin Luther King, it was just his day, so Martin Luther King, but like, they brought up Martin Luther King, and he said he had infidelity, he was cheating on his wife. Do I still support the I Dream message when his house is dysfunctional? You know what I mean? Or he said Michael Jackson, he talks about his allegations and what happened with his father, but he still made Billie Jean. This nigga moonwalk.
Human nature.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do you separate the art from the artist? That's all. I'm just posing a perspective question. Can you do that?
I think they're all one and the same if they're creating the art. I think we have to look at some of my favorite artists, I think, embody and live out who they say they are in their music.
Yeah.
I think certain people can be outliers and anomalies, but I do believe that inherently it has to show up in what you create.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why women, when they give birth, a part of them is already stamped in DNA into their baby, into their product. And I think when you think about music, it's just like giving birth. You have an idea, you get the inspiration from it, and you're being able to produce it into the world.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, an imprint of who I am has to go with the music.
Yeah.
There's a genetic code that goes into the music that is produced because of me, who I am, my traumas, the way that Whitney Houston isn't Whitney Houston and isn't able to deliver who she is if she didn't have a stamp. If you didn't know, you can hear a note. Yeah, she might not have lived her life the right way, right? Yeah, she might not have lived her life the right way, but her music, man, you can hear. What's one of my favorite songs from Whitney? Mama Kill Me.
But like, do you say no to the artist because of their actions?
No, I think you in times you can separate. Because Michael Jackson, I don't think was even a pedophile. I'll keep it a buck.
But like in that same, you just said, baby, it's a part
imprint.
Of you. Yeah.
There might be imprints of who they are and their identity, right? Their core values, their living has to be stamped onto the music that they're producing to give to the world.
Yeah.
Right? Just like an artist. You know what I'm saying? Beethoven, there's a piece of him that's in that music. You see what I'm saying?
Like, I want to play this song because I think his point was so sound in the song, because he even goes on to say talent doesn't choose morality doesn't choose talent, or talent doesn't choose morality. So like, sure, these people are talented, but that don't mean they're perfect people
or good people.
They were just given this ability. So it's like, can you blame them? Can you say something about that and demean them? He said, Marcus Garvey, would you stop if Marcus Garvey was a murderer? Would you stop
the movement?
Or he said about a car, the people that made the creative cars or sidewalks. Would you follow them if you knew the things they did? And it's like, it's a tough question. So even to ask somebody, what's your favorite artist? Can you put that on them? as an imprint of who they are as a person? Like, can you match that?
Still think you do because
Someone's just a
of
vibe.
who I
Drake's a
am though,
vibe.
too. You're right, but
You
I
know
think
what
that
I'm
who I am too, like I love Kevin Gates. That's my guy.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's my guy. That's when we talk about number one artist for me.
Yeah.
But it's because I see so much of who I am in his music and when he delivers.
I'm just thinking of all the funny moments.
Yes,
Right
I
now.
know there's horrible moments. I know there's terrible times, right? But there's so many
Can't
great
help it,
times
bro.
as well.
Nah, he gives game.
He gives
man.
game, fam. He
Like
gives game.
game.
He gives game. Another
Like
person I love.
game. No,
is-
for real.
you know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
give him that props. He
You know what I'm
gives-
saying?
Out of
All
money
the
artists,
time.
he's up there.
Every interview, you know he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna say some stuff that's gonna be a little crazy, get the views up. But he's also gonna say some stuff that are very real and very authentic. Rod Wave is another artist I love, and he gives a lot of game in his music. Drake is another one, and so I take different parts of who these people are that I relate to and that I have understanding of. But the only reason why I relate to their music is because there's imprints of who they are in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if I see something of value into them, I don't separate the two. So even though, you know, you guys can clown Kevin Gates, clown him, cool. But I also see sometimes in me where, you know, you should clown me. You know what I'm saying? We all have that. And it's just the fact that he's allowing you to go behind the veil, behind the curtain, to see these things.
I remember another moment. I was like, this is so funny. I can't crack a smile.
He says some crazy stuff. He says some crazy stuff. I'll be the first one to admit it. He says some crazy.
He's hilarious. It's more than that. Like, he's just genuine. Like, the people that are just genuinely them, no filter. I think he'll just naturally define people because there's no that filter of I need to act as if I'm just doing me, and then anything weird and out the way is funny.
Yeah,
just naturally. So yeah, he's hilarious. That
yeah,
guy's
he's
a
different.
genius.
He's different. And so, okay, when we talk about value,
Yes,
and having core values and identifying that from yourself, someone setting boundaries in relationships to prioritize their mental health, guided by their value of self-respect and well-being.
Sorry.
Someone setting boundaries in relationships to prioritize their mental health, guided by, it's because it was like this. It's good. I don't even know where that came from. I'll be honest with you. I know. Because I knew exactly what he was going to laugh at. I was like, what the hell?
You're
I tried to like, you know what I'm saying?
Locked in.
Oh, but that was kind of crazy. That won't happen again. Yeah, he made me read it twice. It was like, I was just trying to, you know, give you some, okay.
You gotta do the hand gesture.
Yes,
with the words. And you gotta see some stuff.
You gotta hear me. Someone setting boundaries in relationships to prioritize their mental health, guided by their values or of self-respect and well-being. That is identifying core values. You gotta be able to set boundaries for your relationships, but prioritizing you first to be able to have self-respect and have a good life to live in. That's living intentionally, right? When we think about practical steps that have to involve with those things, we do different things when we talk about living intentional. I know you write journals and you have different schedules and journals that you have about what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, goals that are written down,
vision,
daily
I got the
routines,
vision thing up,
vision boards, daily routines, some meditation, I exercise, you know what I'm saying? That's where I get my physical and mental goals out of the way, right? So it's little things that you can use for practical steps that help you to be able to be successful in terms of living intentionally and living an intentional life. The challenges that we go through when we're doing it. What do you think some of yours are? I know sometimes it's even re-looking at those goals that you have or looking at those vision boards and believing it.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge challenge. Believing sounds bad to say the delusion of your success. Because to be successful, sometimes you gotta be delusional.
100, you have to be.
You know what I'm saying?
Not even sometimes.
So
have to.
it's believing in
You
it
gotta be crazy.
wholeheartedly. That's a huge challenge in living intentionally. Believing that you are living the best way possible for you.
And not like the word belief, and not like the I believe. Like your actions are showing you believe in it. So, and that's really the only definition. It's your actions. So, yeah, that's probably the hardest part, especially on the tough days. But
For sure.
you just gotta keep going.
Little things. It's little things. When you make a commitment to fitness routines, even after an injury, injury, adopting exercises to maintain a positive outlook. That's huge for me. Every time I get hurt,
That's a tough way.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, let me step back from the gym a little bit because I'm in pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But also keeping that routine, knowing that it's an understanding of I need to stay consistent. I need to live in my intentionality because this is the goals that I had for myself. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, and then having a balance. You know, maintaining a good balance is taking regular digital detox days to disconnect from work, emails, social media. That means TikTok. That means calling a friend, seeing somebody, really spending time with yourself, prioritizing mental clarity and peace. Let me say this again. Having a daily digital detox to have mental clarity. That means from work, that means from emails, that means from social media, means from people. Mental clarity so that you can prioritize your mental health and find peace. That's
so hard. Last year I tried to do a challenge myself. I failed. I tried to do once a month fasting. And I got it. I was deep. I think I got it June. I think I halfway. So literally halfway. Once a month, 1 day a month, fasting, no food till some. I think it was for the day. I think it was 24 hours. Yeah. 100%. Because I'd go to like McDonald's because it's the only thing open at past 12. But yeah, doing it once a day. But then you just get caught in life. And I remember I forgot. Like it was like. September. It was like October, random day. I was like,
I forgot I was supposed to do this.
I'm like 3 months behind. So that's just tough to
stay disciplined.
So consistent, finding the time for yourself, or like the time for your mental well-being.
In whatever capacity.
Yeah, so you gotta do like a calendar. That would be my suggestion. Put that on your calendar or something.
I would also say find a community. You know, like I'm not Muslim. But something big that I did last year was I did Ramadan in support of my Muslim brothers and sisters, and what I did is I decided to Alhamdulillah, and inshallah we'll do it this year. But by God's grace, it allowed me to have the discipline of fasting. You know, it was just because we're not the same religion, you know what I mean, or have everything being the exact same belief systems didn't mean that I didn't understand the discipline of what they had. To be able to discipline yourself to fast for a full month and find God and find prayer in all of those times when you are wanting food more than anything else. And what I realized is if I would have had to do it by myself and it's just me and everybody else eating food around, I would have been failed.
You were doing it by yourself.
Doing it in the house, Yeah. But all my Muslim brothers and sisters, I had Muslims that worked with me. And so it was like every day we'd wake up and be like, bro, like, but then we'd pray at the same time. So, you know, I knew, okay, this is the time we're going to pray. You know what I'm saying? And when I would come home and have to break my fast, so many times I knew I'd be done at like 7:10. And it'd be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. But because I'm just not around people that are breaking the fast, I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize. You know what I'm saying? I realized after that 7 o'clock hit where I was like, now I knew I can eat. I didn't even need to eat. And then when I did eat, I realized I didn't need a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows you how much your body really needs to sustain itself. You know what I'm saying? So find a community that helps you to be able to either prioritize your mental health or be able to go on this journey of you finding your mental health and finding your peace, especially when you have goals and things. So like if you saying you wanting to fast once a month, having somebody else as your accountability partner to be able to help you on that journey.
And remind you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hey, remember 2 weeks we having that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
3 months later.
You need that. You need somebody because you're going to go on that journey and forget. Yeah. You're going to go on that journey and be like, damn, I didn't know. It's inevitable.
And that's like clear showing what I did not prioritize.
Yeah. So it's just, it's doing the little things to live intentionally and live an intentional, driven life. Nobody's perfect. We don't expect you to be. We don't expect you to just turn around and now everything's, you know what I'm saying, daisies and rose petals and all that. Right? But what we're saying is we want you to be intentional about the life that God has given you and want you to get to a new level in life. And by doing that, it's the little things like living intentionally, finding balance, finding core values that you believe in, maintaining those values, and having the practical skills to be able to walk through what you say that you want to be and want to accomplish this year, the next, and the next, and the next. Live a life that's intentional so that you're able to give to the world something of you that will be accepted. Might not be in this time, might not be in this era, but that you'll leave a lasting legacy for someone to be able to accept, to take, to be able to learn from, to be able to see the life that you live, to be able to perfect it, right? That's the point of life, is to be able to inspire before you expire. You see, I think there was more to it. I said it one time in a caption that was a Dutty. But life is about inspiring to be able to aspire to new life, to new levels in life before we expire and are not here anymore, right? So we want you to be the best version of who you are made to be. Know that I love you. Know that we're proud of you. And know that we're praying for you. We just want you to be great. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. We're here to change your perspective.
And elevate your mindset.
Every day, all the time, twice on Sundays, 4 times on Wednesdays, because you know every Wednesday we're going to be back to give you guys a new episode, so make sure you tuned in. We love you. Keep being great. Perspective Pod. I know it is.